Welcome to the 186th District Court. Court is in session. This is cause number 2014 CR 8785, State of Texas versus Francisco Rodriguez. We're here today for our first amended motion to revoke community supervision. We're conducting this hearing by video conference using the Zoom application. We are also live streaming the proceedings via YouTube to keep the hearing public. The time now is 11:37 a.m. on the 30th day of June 2021. These proceedings are official. They're on the record and they're being recorded by the official court reporter. Counsel and all present are instructed to act as though you're in court, and all are instructed not to record the proceedings. If we could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Ashley Jones for the state.
Mark Litt for defense.
And sir, are you the same Francisco Rodriguez who was found guilty on February 25th, 2016 by jury of assault, bodily injury of a family member or household member, second offense? Is that you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're here today for a first amended motion to motion to revoke community supervision. And state, do we have an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a partial agreement. That agreement is for the defendant to plead true. We are going open on punishment. The state is recommending 2 years, but will remain silent for any argument.
All right,
Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right, Mr. Rodriguez, is that your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if I agree to this, because I don't have to agree to this, but if I agree to this, then I ask that you waive your right to appeal this hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then Mr. LaHood, do you agree with that as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Actually, the jury assessed 5 years. So if I agree with the state's recommendation, I'll be reforming the sentence down to 2 years, just making that a note on the record. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, we're on video. You're actually in our courtroom, but normally I have as a PDF file to put up on the screen, the defendant's consent to plea by video conference, but I actually have the physical piece of paper with me, and I'm holding it up, and I don't know if you can really see it that well on the Zoom camera I have. But are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir. That's my signature.
Okay. By signing this, you're telling me that you consent to do this by video conference. Normally we do hearings like this live in an open court, but do you understand that when you sign this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that how you want to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
I approve the consent and make it a part of the record. And then I'm going to use the share screen function of Zoom. I'm going to put up on the court computer there for you the first amended motion to revoke community supervision. It's 2 pages, so I'll scroll through and ask, are you familiar with this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. LaHood, do we waive reading of the motion?
We do, Your Honor.
I'm going to get out of share screen. Sir, to the allegations listed on the motion that you violated conditions of community supervision, how do you plead? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Do you understand, just by pleading true, we can find that those violations are true and revoke your community supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you still wish to plead true?
Yes, Your Honor.
I find the violations are true. State your motion. You may proceed.
And Your Honor, the state is just going to remain silent to any argument.
All right, Mr. LaHood, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking the court to follow probation's recommendation to extend Mr. Rodriguez for a year for weekly urinalysis and reporting and the other conditions. Just very briefly, Judge, and you have more experience than I do on this, but in my experience, there's been 4 factors that would lead to increased odds of success when you're dealing with drug addiction, especially one as bad as heroin. A support network. Mr. Rodriguez has a very strong family support network. His mother and his girlfriend are here in the courtroom today. His sister and her husband, his brother-in-law, are actively involved in, I guess enabling is the wrong word, but in supporting him in his current and future sobriety. His employment, He has not been able to find normal employment. Pre-addiction to heroin, he had his own body shop, and from all accounts, he is a wizard with his hands. He has been employed fairly steadily recently, continuing to do car repairs, body shop repairs, and labor. And we submitted a letter from Mr. Mike Garza, who has employed him recently with that as well. He has a stable living environment, both through his support network and with his family. His current address, I know there was some question on the paperwork, this is still correct, right? It's 1646 West Magnolia Avenue, Judge. And last and most importantly is whether or not someone is motivated. After his arrest in December, upon his own volition, Mr. Rodriguez checked himself into an inpatient facility in Senecor, and we submitted that to the court as well. Unfortunately, because of COVID at the time, he was discharged before the full 30 days, but he was not discharged for noncompliance or violation. We are asking the court to work with Mr. Rodriguez. I don't know if you know personally, Judge, my uncle, God rest his soul, served in the Navy, went to Vietnam and came back addicted to heroin. And for the rest of my life until he passed away, he was in and out of prison as a result of his heroin addiction, ultimately died in prison, Judge. From my experience, both through my family and through clients and friends, prison is not the best environment to help someone attempt to overcome an addiction as powerful as heroin. It's readily available, and it's a stressful environment to basically give someone all avenues to not succeed. We are asking the court to follow the recommendation. The only thing I would ask, Judge, if the court would deem to consider him a candidate, and I know on paper he doesn't look because of the history he's had. You know, the only thing I would present to the court is there's three Mr. Rodriguez's. There's Mr. Rodriguez before heroin, where he had a successful shop. His heroin addiction cost him his shop, has cost him his record, has cost him freedom. But Mr. Rodriguez now is in a different state of mind. He is motivated to continue his progress, to continue to remain clean, and to continue his progress and journey to be a productive member and reformed member of our society, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to deny the motion. However, I'm going to alter and amend conditions of community supervision. Sir, you're extended 1 year. I'm also going to order that you have weekly urinalysis for the next 60 days. There'll be zero tolerance on those urinalysis. I'm going to order the intermediate sanctioned facilities substance abuse track. However, I will put that in abeyance, and I'll come back to talk to you about that. I'm also going to put you in Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous for twice a week. You have to go 2 times every week. Now, as far as the ISF being held in abeyance, if during the next 60 days you come up positive on a urinalysis, then I will make ISF active. We'll put a warrant out for you, and we'll send you to the ISF facility. It's an inpatient treatment facility. Is there anything else from either side in regards to the motion?
Not from the state, Judge.
Not from defense, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to conclude the hearing, but then you have to stay in the courtroom because you're going to talk to our liaison officer about the new conditions of community supervision. There being nothing else from either side, then this matter is now concluded. We are off the record, and I'm turning off YouTube Live.